Here we see that the leader is not organized for the day, as the resources she needs are not presented well, but are scrolled up. She is chewing her gum, wearing trainers, and does not look very interested.
Whereas a good leader is always setting an example of the followers and making sure that people are inspired, here we can see that the good leader is well presented and calm. The resources he needs for the day are well presented in a folder and organized for the day.
9:30 a.m.
This shows bad leadership skills. She walks in at 9:30 a.m. A bad leader cannot show good entrepreneurship skills if they are not organized and motivated to start any commitment. Our character shows that she is not organized for the day and that innovating new ways of motivating staff will not be a priority. This will lead to bad leadership traits affecting the sustainability of the business.
Nine a.m.
This shows good leadership skills as she's on time. Organization and planning ahead is a good trait of a leader. The leader is always looking for ways to improve her staff for the sustainability of the business. A business will hold its sustainability if the leaders and management are able to lead the business forward with the right strategic plans as well as motivated staff.
(12 p.m. Staff meeting).
Alright, listen up guys. I'm not happy at all with your lot's performances. Oh mate, put your phone away. Right, I want equality, strategic, sustainability and diversity from you lot today. What's so funny? Wait. Hello? Did I not tell you not to call me when I'm with these lot? I'll call you back in 10 minutes. Laugh again, maid, and you're going to get fired.
This scene shows that the ideas of employees are not taken into consideration by the bad leader. She is not approachable in terms of making any improvements for the department. This suggests that she doesn't believe in equality of the staff members that work under her, but instead she believes that all decisions should be made by her without any involvement.
11 a.m. Staff meeting.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning all. How are you guys today?
Not bad.
That's good. Just a quick meeting regarding the meeting I had yesterday with the bigger bosses. You might have seen them around yesterday. We've had some feedback on equality, sustainability and diversity, so well done to you guys. I'm really proud and I'm really happy for the fact that we can work together to bring our branch forward. Just one thing that came back from the feedback yesterday, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. They're really happy with the way we're moving forward, but we just need to plan ahead now. And especially with this branch, they're bringing it into focus. So we're going to make some strategic plans for the next future, maybe for the next few weeks, few months, and then we'll see how it all goes. For the feedback itself today, after I finish this meeting, I'm going to get you guys to write some feedback down or tell me about it, and I'll email that through to them, and then once they get their feedback, we can continue planning.
Equality and diversity are major concerns for businesses around the globe. All businesses now ensure that these work ethics are carried out correctly and ethically. We see that our good leader is holding a meeting to get ideas of different ways improvement can be made to the head office in terms of equality and diversity.
Throughout this video, we try to show what we have learned by attending KU Talents, lectures and personal experiences.
Good decisions will lead to better outcomes. Management will manage operations, staff as well as resources, whereas good leadership skills will improve and motivate the staff.
By attending KU Talents, we've learned that employees will look for graduates with all the different attributes such as
Self-motivation, communication, teamwork, understanding of the market and problem-solving skills.
In this video, we try to illustrate different leadership styles. Karishma used the room theory and showed vision, understanding, clarity by getting her employees involved.
Whereas Neha did not show any of that. Neha did not show any clear vision, understanding, or any future plans for the business.
In the KU events we attended, we learnt that one of the best times to become an entrepreneur is as a new graduate. This is because we have the time in our career to make mistakes, test the waters in new environments, as well as a lower amount of financial and personal responsibility. Managing and leading are two different ways of organising people. Leadership is setting a new direction or vision for a group that they follow. On the other hand, management controls or directs people and resources in a group according to principles and values that have already been established. Entrepreneurship is the development of a business from the ground up and coming up with an idea and turning it into a profitable business. On the personal side of Uganda and Pip, we identified real-life experiences causing the fear of effectuation, attributed to the Society for Effectual Action. This theory is imagining a possible new end using a given set of means, such as when Pip used the technology developed for MTV for her startup company, and Uganathan joined forces with his friends to start Labari using their previous experience. Both Pip and Uganathan spoke about using their friends and personal resources in the early days of entrepreneurship. As their success grew, the network of resources around them increased, and they were able to draw on more valuable resources to facilitate their success. From Pip's personal experience, it was possible to see the relationship between her shared out model of the opportunity recognition process and her own journey in developing and expanding her .com idea. She described it as a LinkedIn for creative professionals, as she realised that creative professionals have different needs to the corporate world.
Most successful entrepreneurs take on other types of leaderships. In the increasingly turbulent and competitive environment firms face today, a new type of entrepreneurial leader distinct from other forms of managerial leadership is required. Entrepreneurial leadership involves instilling the confidence to think, behave, and act with entrepreneurship in the interest of fully realizing the intended purpose of the organization to the beneficial goals of all stakeholders. Leaders of this type take initiative and act as if they are playing a critical role in the organization. Demonstrate entrepreneurial creativity, search continuously for new opportunities, and they can number of personal risks. They arouse enthusiasm and commitment in followers by articulating a compelling vision and increasing followers' confidence about achieving it. Creative Director of AKQA Ian Moore pointed out that a charismatic leadership was essential as an entrepreneur. A charismatic leader would be an entrepreneur who has established a business. Eagle states that attribution of charisma to the leader is more likely if the vision is and strategy for attaining it are innovative, the leader takes personal risks to promote it, and the strategy appears to be succeeding. Dr. Doolin Rose, Director of Knowledge Hub, has specified that some businesses do not survive due to the individual's approach as an entrepreneur. Reasons relate to the lifestyles of each and every individual. Gender, class, work and life balance all play a part. In general, an example would be a female entrepreneur during maternity. An individual must be able to manage lifestyle changes and maintain a life and work balance, since an entrepreneur predominantly consists of being self-employed. As explained earlier, lifestyle changes will affect an entrepreneur in different situations, so it's up to them to take on a form of leadership for the given situation. People suggest that there is no one best style of leadership, and that successful and enduring leaders will use various styles according to the nature and the situation of the following. Fiedler's contingency theory states that effective leaders know how to adopt different styles for different situations, regardless of how effective any one particular style has been in the past. The theory also states that once you understand your style, you can match it to any situation in which that style is most effective. Effectiveness of a particular style of leadership depends on the relationship between the characteristics of the leader, the followers, and the situation. However, Fiedler added that it is more difficult for a leader to change his or her style to suit the situation than it is to change the leader according to the situation.
To clarify what we've learned from the 10th of the KU events, entrepreneurs are people who imagine new possibilities which can create new industries. They create things that didn't exist before.
Those things that they create have to be driven out of scale and scope, and those products and services have to be produced as efficiently as one can possibly produce them. That's where managers come in. They bring a discipline and habits of efficiency. They make sure that original entrepreneurial idea can be widely disseminated and made available to the society in the cheapest way possible across the globe.
However, as with all things, there are times when a great idea does come to an end, and society needs those resources to be relocated to next thing. This is where leaders come in and help organizations reorient themselves.
Hello, my name is Solomon Pereira and welcome to Group 19. This video will be about what we've learned about leadership and management from attending various KU events. The KU event I'll be talking to you about is the James Caan event. As James Caan was talking about his successes and achievements, he portrayed both charismatic and transformational styles of leadership. Your course states that there are a number of key similarities between the two styles of leadership. Bas proposed that charisma is a necessary component of transformational leadership. In my personal experience, I have witnessed leaders choose the style of leadership according to the situation that they're faced with in order to gain a positive result.
Well, that's interesting because I actually attended the same event, which was held by James Caan, and I found the event to be quite motivational and inspiring. His leadership style was pragmatic for me, and I found that interesting because my personal approach to leadership is charismatic, so I was able to link the differences which I saw in his leadership to my own, and I can implement this change that I've kind of noticed into my own life. I've also attended the LinkedIn event, which was an event based around social media. LinkedIn is kind of one of the fastest growing networks in the world, and this kind of helps me to link in the kind of effectuation theory model by looking at bird in hand, and I was able to kind of relate that into my actual LinkedIn profile by putting in the contacts and the networks that I made over my time at university and also during my placement at Hewlett-Packard, and develop this kind of into the leadership style and also into the effectuation model that I had learnt about.
Well, I've attended a different one. There was a series of international career program, and this program was specifically designed for international majority of students at Kingston University. And the main speaker of the program was Helen Green, and she was guiding us through the different ways how to get an international career and what are the best ways to pitch yourself. And according to COSI Group, in order to succeed in international career, there is a need to be an open-minded leader and also non-judgmental about other people's thoughts and ideas which are completely new to you. And in my own personal experience, when I was working as the Welcome Connector at the KU engagement team, I was emotionally stressed, and because I have never worked with a university staff before, but I adapted to it because I was open-minded about the fact that this is an international job and I need to act as a professional in order to move on in my international career.
The event I attended was starting a business with little or no money. This event was hosted by Yoganathan, who is the co-founder of Vibara Mobile. Having attended this event, not only was I inspired, I learned that leaders have an impact on people, groups and organisations. Also, the effectiveness of leaders is crucial to the success of an organisation, which usually depend upon the traits and skills of the individual who is required to lead and manage. The event also helped you brainstorm several relevant ideas that could be useful and commercially feasible, particularly from the effectual point of view for me to explore in the future.
Okay, to summarise the key points we have learned about leadership and management in context from attending the various KU events are that effective leaders choose between the different styles of leadership. Effective leaders also incorporate certain elements of other approaches to leadership into their own. Leaders need to be open-minded in order to succeed in an international career, as well as the effectiveness of leaders are crucial to an organisation. Well, thank you for watching.
We hope you enjoyed it.
And goodbye.
Welcome. This presentation is to inform Level 4 and 5 students what attending Kingston University talent events have taught us about leadership and management from a career development perspective.
Being proactive in your career means anticipating changes and taking advantage of opportunities in your working environment as they arise. It sometimes requires a willingness to go above and beyond your comfort zone. Identifying your strengths and weaknesses allows you to accentuate your skills you excel in and develop a strategy to improve on areas you are weaker in. Resilience affects our ability to deal with adversity, pressure, uncertainty, and failures. Resilient people are able to bounce back in such instances. These characteristics are key to anticipating and planning for situations, processing information and data, and coping with uncertainty and setbacks. We live in a VUCA world, and according to Bob Johansson, we need these skills in order to have the vision, understanding, clarity, and agility to navigate it.
At the Read to Careers Uncovered event, I learned about graduate careers that will give me the opportunity to work in different departments, such as buying and merchandising. Throughout our career, we experience changes. Angela Greenfield said, changes that happen in an organization can be tactical, small changes, operational, and strategic changes, which is embedded in organization strategy. We should be flexible and be able to adapt and manage these changes. It is important for students to present themselves in a professional manner. Part of having a strong personal brand is the ability to communicate effectively in a formal, neutral style, not using slangs and swear words. This will enable you to maintain good working relationships at all levels of the organization.
The Labara talk showed that being resourceful isn't dependent on having a large amount of money, but making the most of what you have to achieve success, the basis of the effectuation theory. Being resourceful also allows for creative solutions. The ability to communicate your ideas and skills are essential when promoting yourself. Creativity, innovation, and communication are valued skills crucial to generating new ideas to grow the company.
Attending the Understanding Careers in Finance event gave me a wider insight into the different roles within this sector. Leadership and management is perfected across many roles in financial services, such as banking, auditing, and insurance. To undertake such roles, you have to be open to new opportunities and changes. Doing such can challenge and further enhance your abilities. Professional expectations is crucial, so take time to research and familiarize yourself with an organization. There are not many women leaders in the financial industry. Using your initiative shows you are able to think creatively and solve problems. According to Sheryl Sandberg, taking initiative pays off. It is hard to visualize someone as a leader if they are always waiting to be told what to do.
The network event discussed the importance of establishing friendships for mutual gain, seeing every event setting as a network opportunity to make contacts, especially when looking for work, as often 60% of jobs go unadvertised. It's good to make best use of networking by building your personal brand and online presence and using it as a tool to find jobs by following companies and showing them what attributes you have.
Attending these events have allowed us to recognize the skills we currently possess and give advice on how to improve or acquire skills and characteristics needed for personal and career development in order to successfully navigate the corporate world.
I participated in a trade fair that was held at Kingston University, and this event really demonstrated different entrepreneurial and leadership styles, whilst giving me the ability to discover my own. While some of my colleagues' skills lay in the area of sales, I identified my best traits to be organising and managing the team. These skills indicate my personal global leadership competencies. Factors such as cross-cultural communication and managing interpersonal skills were imperative during this event, as the group comprises of diverse cultures. There were times when our ideas clashed, which caused conflict, but it was important as a young top entrepreneur and as a leader to resolve conflicts and remain professional, ensuring the event ran successfully. The event improved my resilience and flexibility in terms of setting up a stall and working in a sales environment, interacting with actual customers. My level of hardiness was also measured during the preparation of the trade fair and the event itself. I often experienced my peers lacking effort and contribution, which was of course very frustrating. However, when I would encounter these situations, I would not get stressed or upset, but simply be open-minded and learn from these instances.
I have attended to 2 events for careers in retail and finance. By attending to these events, I have learned types of roles within a company, skills needed for the roles, and how to apply. Learning what businesses are looking in individuals whilst recruiting has been an eye-opening situation for me. Attending to these events have showed me what I will have to do and achieve in order to be a successful candidate for the jobs. From each company, employees gave a speech of their daily job routine, which has made me realise that my leadership skills, such as communication, negotiating and confidence, will be an advantage for me within these roles whilst applying. The companies that attended to these events were Santander, Barclays, Royal Mail, Allianz, Next, Topshop, River Island and many more.
Leadership and management in context has allowed us to develop and get a better perspective on the logical thinking of the principles of effectuation that uniquely serves entrepreneurs in starting businesses, as well as helping in providing a way to control a future that is unpredictable. The 5 principles that make up effectual logic are bird in hand, affordable loss, lemonade, patchwork quilt, and pilot in the plane. The effectuation framework taught us to start with what we have and who we know, to limit risks by understanding what we can afford to lose at each step, to create our own market opportunity, and to trust people.
Equally, Simon's case talent presentation on how can I fund my startup of a business reinforced the idea of the bird in hand principle, explaining the need to make use of the means available to you in order to minimize risk. An example which Simon went on to explaining was making use of family, friends and acquaintances as an excellent source of establishing funds as quoted by himself.
James Caan is an individual who from a very young age knew he wanted to be an entrepreneur. By attending the James Caan event, I learned a lot about how leadership skills are key when becoming an entrepreneur. There are 3 key morals which he suggested that would help and also allow leaders to learn from, and these are no substitute for hard work, focusing on little goals can achieve great things, and be prepared to fail. In order for James Caan to be successful, he used the effectuation process, as he assessed what he had and then selected what the possible outcomes were. Being an entrepreneur is a leader within itself. You are creating opportunities for yourself, you're preparing yourself to fail as not everything will go as planned, and you are very determined. Leadership is all about being independent, being innovative, and having that strive to continue to learn. This allowed me to understand what my current leadership capabilities are and how they would apply in the future.
The LinkedIn workshop on campus was very useful in helping me to improve my online brand presence. Before the workshop, I didn't know much about LinkedIn and didn't think that it would be beneficial to me as a student. However, after attending the event, I realized the importance of using the site as a networking tool. The workshop taught me techniques to get my profile recognized in order to optimize my chances of attracting prospective employers. Now my professional online persona gives me the platform to demonstrate my work experience, volunteer work, skills, endorsements, and connections. My LinkedIn page also gives me the opportunity to discuss my current leadership capabilities. For example, the experience section on my profile allows me to describe how I've applied my hardiness, interpersonal engagement, and continuous learning in my career.